Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today is Tuesday and it's August 23rd, 2011. Markets continue in their stage 3 on the daily time frame, and you'll note that by the volume profile here, here's the value area high for the month of August, which is about 1196. The lows are down here at 1114, and then the high volume node, or the POC, for the month of August is right around this 1138. Now yesterday we opened higher and we sold off and closed near the lows. Actually bounced off the lows from the prior day. It was very close to being the same close from Friday. Now this morning we're gapping up another 17, 18 points here. We're trading at 1140 currently, and that means that we're going to be back above the high volume node for the month of August. Now the structure of this would suggest that if we can hold down here and build this base out just a little bit more, we would in fact, because the structure between the value area low and the point of control would be such of that, and then you have your value area high, which is way up on the top side here. Structurally, it would be speaking that if we can hold this level, stay good solid move above the 40s here, then we can begin to work our way back through some of these low volume pockets. Now you've got those prior highs in the gap down day, which would be 60, 63 area. That would be a main focal point to the top side. If we get a good move above 40s here, it could move another 20 plus points into that hole here, at least for a first target objective, over those prior pivots. And then of course we would be looking at some minor areas here, 1175, and then of course this high volume node appeared 1190 plus also gap fill at that point for a technical gap fill on the markets. One of the other concerns would be is if we can't stay above 1140s, then we're going to extend lower from this, because you have your stage 3. Remember, in the 4 stages of market activity, we're either in balance or imbalance state, and as of right now, this market has found some sort of an acceptance, if you will, of value from our stage 3 development down to these areas. Remember, you had your vertical development here, you had stopping price, and we're starting to get development around it, which a lot of you recognize this as being a B formation on the daily time frame. Again, this is suggestive of either continuation to the downside if we can't get a good close above the point of control for the month of August, or if we get above it, we can auction back and forth within this, because this is balanced trade. You have unfair highs and you have unfair lows, which would count this as a stage 3 right here. So all the market's doing is auctioning between it. It gets to unfair lows, if the price is too cheap, they got to buy it. Auction to the unfair highs, gets overvalued, they got to sell it. And the market will continue to auction back and forth in that range until something upsets the uncertainty of this current balance area. Even though it is wide, it's 100 points, but the volatility is still here. So, for 100 points with the VIX, 42s, 45s the last few weeks here, that's nothing. So we can continue to see these wide whips, back and forth within this range. Now, if for some reason we break this stage 3, that means we go into what? We go into a new stage 1, which at that point requires us to look for continuation lower in this market, which would mean then an extension down to where? Probably 1050s to even this 1000 area down here. Wouldn't take much for us to continue here. And again, this base is getting, it's 100 points, it's pretty big, but the direction of it is beginning to become more and more clear here as we trade in this balance area, because like I said, if we break below the prior lows, then we can look for the continuation move to the downside, and possibly that would be just an extension of the measured move here of about 50 points. So you're looking at about 1050. I think we figured it out the other day. 1050 would be a major area for the first time back through that. So the other thing you would have to watch for very closely in this, because now that we have almost 2 weeks of balance acceptance of value here, is if for some reason this market does one of these numbers and you see the probe failure underneath the prior stage 3, let's say it just goes through this level here, and the next day it immediately pops back up inside of value. At that point you want to be long, because this market at that point, I guarantee, will go out the other end of this. It'll pop out the top side of the prior balance area, because remember, that means that it's no follow through to the downside, rejection of these lows, accumulation, and off to break out above these prior pivot highs. Remember, we see this all the time when the market rejects a low or rejects the highs. When you have a very strong balance area such as we're building here, that the market will extend out the other side of the prior value area. All right. This morning going to be tricky here only because we've got the highs from yesterday. Yesterday morning we opened up and all we did was just completely sell off the whole day. And again, this 40 number is going to be crucial for us as to how we hold on here this morning and going forward the rest of the week. Remember, Jackson Hole meeting on Friday. The market, I tend to believe, will probably just stay in a range here, back and forth. You got some news out of Libya, but for the most part, I think, again, auctioned back and forth in a range, and then looking for some sort of maybe a big move on Friday after the Jackson Hole meeting. Have a good trading day, everyone. If you haven't come into the room yet, be sure that you sign up for a free trial. We'll see you in the room.